Hi, I'm Panda Hershey with Your Full Expression. Welcome to the May 18th Coffee and Charts call, where we discuss how the next 2 weeks instill excitement or frustration about our growth path for the next 9 months. At the same time, Mercury is still in retrograde motion, so we're reflecting on what we want to do with ourselves and our resources so that we're best positioned to use our minds and our ideas, especially this fall. As always, we'll watch the movement of the planets, and I point out some key days to pay attention to, including May 21st, when the Sun and Mercury pass each other in opposite directions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so thank you for joining. And as Ara and I were talking about, the last time we were together, I talked about the last 2 weeks as being split into two different energies, where the first week was kind of a shift about what we were doing with our bodies and what we were doing with ourselves and our tools and our resources, plus this feeling of a growth opportunity, of being seen, of maybe someone asking you, oh, wow, this is really great, or just acknowledging what you can do and saying, you want to try this? And it feels like this growth opportunity for you. So it was that hopefully that something in your life came across that felt like, oh, wow, this is a thread I can pull on for the next 9 months, something that is expansive for me in this part of my life. And I don't know if did anyone feel that at all for themselves? Like, okay, yeah, I see a couple smiles. Excellent. The second week, I pointed to the simultaneous energy of Mars and Pisces and fighting for whatever it is you feel around you, right? And Venus in Chiron, or some attention coming toward you that was unexpected in some way. And I mentioned this as like just feeling like, why me is how it can feel like, or it can be sometimes an unexpected nice surprise, but it just things not going quite the way you expected. And you know, when I think about some of the things that I've seen recently, it's the formula shortage, you know, where people are very frustrated there, and it's, you know, why me? Why can't I find this? I need this for my kid. Why is this happening to me? You know, Finland wants to join NATO, and Russia cuts off its electricity supply, you know, that kind of thing. And then of course the horrendous shootings that we saw over the weekend, and wow, that was incredibly tragic and just horrible. So two distinct phases I definitely felt, and so, you know, we'll see how this is going to transition over the next 2 weeks. So any questions before we watch the movement of the planets? Good morning, Theo and Cameron. Look at that cute baby. Okay. And so these were some of the tips from last week, and mostly this red box is pointing to, you know, what did you feel for yourself as an opportunity, and who were you showing up with that was providing that opportunity? And so let's take a look at the movement of the planets starting from today. So Mars has been in the Neptune portal since Saturday, and it leaves today. So Mars here in red over the Neptune in purple. Here, remember that Mercury has been in retrograde since May 10th, and it's moving in this direction, in the clockwise direction, and the Sun is moving forward. And as with every Mercury retrograde, they cross each other. And we'll talk about that day. So 5 days from now, Mars enters the Jupiter portal at 29 degrees of Pisces. And it crosses Jupiter on the 29th. This is the day we meet again on June 1st. And 2 days after that, Mercury stations direct at 26 degrees Taurus. So we're going to go back. And go through it one more time. But I think there's so many things to look at always, but what's always interesting is how Mercury is moving backwards and crosses the sun, and you can see it start to slow down. I'll try to tick through it at a regular pace so you can feel the slowdown. Okay. Did you guys get a sense at the end there that Mercury was barely moving? Or at least slowed down? Okay. All right. So we'll look a bit at the journal pages. And this is the Neptune page. So Mars leaves the Neptune portal today. And I had this question, you saw this last time, how is the energy of the crowd enfolding me into its passion? We saw people, you know, marching on Saturday for women's rights. And that was definitely one of those ways. Sorry, there's a bird at my door. And that Mars in Pisces was showing up this excitement and shared passion. Similarly, but very differently, Cal had its graduation ceremonies this weekend. So really the bigger question is, what kind of broader humanity-based energies have touched your heart over the last 5 days? And then in just 5 days, Mars moves through the Neptune portal and into the Jupiter portal. So from May 23rd for quite a while until June 5th. And I just want to show you something to, if you look at the fourth page of your booklet, you can see these portals lined up very close together. So Mars, and every planet has done this, right? We've seen the sun move through, Mercury move through, but now we've got Mars having moved through the Neptune portal and now going to be entering the Jupiter portal for growth, and this Chiron portal of possibly, you know, you just don't, the way I'm thinking about it is not wanting to get out over your skis, not taking too many risks, not pushing too hard. And that's going to be later, but you can see how it would just go straight through all of these in pretty quick succession. So the Jupiter portal questions, I had to correct the date that is in your book so that it's May 23rd to June 5th. And I had this original question, but I wanted to put a few more out there. How am I inspired by the groups that I feel deep connection with? You know, it's from being around people that you find what inspires you and what you want to do about it. And that it leads to this second question of, from being with those people, what am I putting my heart into that I want people to notice? And then this third question, how is the passion that I feel is part of my growth path? I didn't word that well. How is the passion that I feel is part of my growth path? I really didn't word that well. And how effectively am I channeling that passion? So this is where you will feel something, and if you can remember what the opportunities that came 2 weeks ago were for you, how are you turning that into excitement? And then how well are you taking that opportunity and really going for it? If it's a job opportunity, then what, how are you stepping into that new position? If you're being invited in, you don't want to run roughshod over everyone. You really want to show your excitement, but you want to tame it in some way. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's absolutely appropriate to be excited. And what is the best way to have that passion received? So it's also something to note about, the people around you. Maybe they haven't heard this and they're just so excited about their growth opportunity that they're running wild with it, and could use a wise word here or there to say, it's great that you're excited. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, kind of thing. So, and one other thing, we saw that Mars crossed over Jupiter on May 29th. And so if you have something at 3 to 4 degrees in your natal chart, so you turn to page 2, right, that table, if you have something there, this is possibly a growth opportunity that you will feel somewhere around that day in that area of your life. So, and you'll want to go for it. Okay, moving on then to the Mercury retrograde. We are still in the retrograde period until June 3rd, so after we meet again. So we're still in this time of reflecting. And so if you came to the workshop, it's a good thing to periodically go back and look at any of the contemplation questions you wrote down and make some notes to yourself and what you're noticing. And we'll kind of take that information once Mercury finishes its retrograde and starts to go forward. But this is the time to be thinking, how is this showing up? How did this show up? What new information is coming in that is possibly helping me to reflect on those questions for me? And as we saw on May 21st, where Mercury is moving backward and the sun is moving forward and they cross each other, that is often a very, very busy day, because what we're thinking about and what we're doing often come together. So it's almost like you get the call, hey, do you want to do this? And you get to do it right away. Or there's an opportunity, hey, can you speak to something? Because it's going to be Gemini. Or write something quickly for me, something like that. It's an opportunity to use your mind. And so in order to make the most of that, it's helpful to not overschedule that day. Give yourself the space to have that opportunity and run with it. You're smiling, Min, I see that. I haven't looked to see what the actual day of the month it is, but probably one of your busy days. Well, that's a good thing. It may be a day to just use your communication skills, but you'll probably be using your mind, and it just can be very exhausting. So again, if you have something in your chart from 0 to 1 degrees, especially, you may really feel that. Okay. Okay, survival tips. So May 21st, try not to overschedule, to allow yourself space to talk, think, write, or use your mind in some way that may only appear that day. Starting May 23rd, when Mars moves into that Jupiter portal, where it has, it wants to make a name for itself. It sees an opportunity and wants to go for it. Just be aware of overexcitement in yourself, or intense frustration in yourself, but also around you, right? Others are feeling, everyone in the world is feeling this energy. And it could be news that comes at you. It could be the job thing you've been waiting for and you're ready to go for. It can be a whole host of things, just be aware of that, especially from May 23rd to June 5th. This third bullet point is how to deal with that. Exercising, particularly at the end of the day. If you have a long bike ride after your work, like that will take care of you for sure. You'll get home and you'll be exhausted. But you know, just even 10 minutes of turning on the radio or no one listens to the radio, turning on some music and just dancing and getting it out of you, doing whatever it is you can to process the emotions of the day. Exercise is a great way to do it. That way you'll be able to rest at the end of the day. So there we go. It's in some ways a not complicated couple weeks because there's really only these two things going on that really draw our attention. But I think it will be intense. So just be careful out there. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop my share and it is 8:49. So I'm a minute under. Are there any questions, comments, thoughts in general?
A lot of this you were talking about are interactions with other people. And I'm going to really be on retreat most of that time. I don't know. I'm just taking it all inward.
Mm-hmm. You've been with a number of people, so this may be a time where, because of the environment that you're in, there's something that draws your heart to be excited about.
Oh yeah.
During this time, and make notes about that because it's leading to some growth opportunity, possibly connected to what you experienced, 2 weeks ago. Ooh, that was really awesome. Here's what I think I want to do with it over the next 9 months. And so just making some notes on that, and things that happen may recall those times, and you'll see what shows up for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good.
But not overexcited.
Okay. All right. Anything else, you guys?
It's always really wonderful to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you. I love doing this, you guys. And for those of you who weren't able to do the Mercury retrograde workshop because of distance problems, I am working on how to do this by Zoom. So we'll see how to do that for the next time. All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, you guys. I'm here if you need me, as always. And I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I hope you feel prepared to move through these next 2 weeks and can already feel some of the excitement about your growth path this year. Please be aware of any overenthusiasm or intense frustration in or around you starting around May 23rd. If you get some exercise, especially at the end of the day, it will really help you process some of the emotions you'll be feeling so you can rest better. If you'd like to join the Coffee and Charts calls or get your own retrograde portal guide, please visit my website at yourfullexpression.com to learn more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.